Bailey Zappi was very good last year. This team's still going to be able to score a nice amount of points.
In the West, this one was tough. If I would have been asked, do you think this team has a shot at winning this year in the West, I would have said no. But the more I looked into the teams, I think it's going to be close in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the WKU Hilltoppers.
Wow.
Doing it again. Yes, I know the offense was amazing last year. They were 9-5. They scored 79 touchdowns and averaged 44 points a game. Defense only allowed 29, did give up 53. And, of course, no Bailey Zappi this year. But thanks to Bailey, the transfer portal has opened up, but it's opened up both ways.
Mm-hmm.
At quarterback, they got a transfer from West Virginia, Jared Doge, who in 2021 threw for 3,048 yards with a completion percentage of 65.2. But 19 touchdowns and 12 picks. I think he'll do better than that this year, but I don't know if he's going to put up the numbers that Bailey Zappi put up. I think he'll take the helm behind a decent offensive line, and he does get a chance to get things rolling early with games against Austin Peay and Hawaii. So likely, once again, not the offensive juggernaut of last year, but should be sufficient enough to win the West.
Me and Don definitely we agree. Western Kentucky is the very next pick in the West. Bailey Zappi was very good last year. This team's still going to be able to score a nice amount of points. And like I said, I don't have to give you all the stats because we got the stats guy down here below.
Now, if we're talking about the West, this is the team that I said was going to be the constant. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. We all three had them winning the West. I don't think that that's a fluke. Western Virginia transferring out. Jared Doge is coming out there. This is a great team for him to go to with the high octane passing that that they're going to have. We've seen Bailey Zappi have it. We've seen Bailey Zappi have, that great season as well with them. And I'm just totally looking forward to see what Jared's going to do. There are two good tune-ups with Austin Peay, and at Hawaii before getting a week off. They throw in a few other manageable early dates with the Hilltoppers. Should be able to pile up a few nice wins. Mm-hmm. I'm reading off my notes here. This might not be the monster team year like in the 2021 version, but I think with their 13, I think they can have a 13 game schedule, and they're gonna, realistically, best case scenario, they'll probably end up at 9-4. Realistic worst case record is 5-8 for their team. I really like the Hilltoppers. They saved a lot of weapons that were there last year. The biggest weapon we all know was Bailey Zappi was lost in the mix. So outside of both of your conference winners, I'm going to go with the constant that we've had. I'm going to say that the Hilltoppers pull one out this year. Like I said, they have not lost a lot of weapons. They get a tune-up game against Austin Peay. They play at Hawaii. Their schedule is pretty easy. I think they can squeak out a win even against UAB when they play them as well. And with that being said, sorry, UAB, you're going to lose twice this year. And then you're going to have Western Kentucky as your conference champs. So there we go. If we're talking about, a runner up, this one was a tough one because UTSA lost a lot of people last year in the draft, like a ton of people. But I'm gonna change my bet. I'm gonna go with Louisiana Tech pulling out as being a runner up this year. They got a new head coach. That team's been pretty good so far. They do have some road games against Missouri and Clemson this year. I think we're going to see, because of their strength of schedule is so tough, they might be the toughest team to beat because they're playing not only SEC school, but they're going to be playing a ACC school as well. And they could end up as a 9-3 team later on in the season. And I think my sleeper pick this year, man, I think this one is going to get a little flack. But I think the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders might be a sleeper pick this year. They were doing some things last year that were a little tricky. They were playing some really close games last year. You know, they have Reed Blankenship at safety. They have a bunch of returned experience coming back to that school. I think they're going to be a nice little surprise for a lot of teams, and I have them maybe having an 8-4 record.